My name's Don't Mind Me. Gina, don't mind me. Wow, okay, I am so excited to be making this video. I stumbled upon this show on Netflix the other day, and I put it on just kind of as a joke and to see if it was clickbait, but I could not have been more pleasantly surprised. The show in question, you might be asking at this moment, it's called How to Build a Sex Room, and this show has everything. Room renovation, BDSM, and an incredibly posh and horny sexagenarian host. What more could you ask for? So the show opens with the introduction to our host, Melanie Rose, who I am eternally devoted to and has opened me up to the possibility of dating someone who could be the age of my grandmother. She explains that she spent 15 years designing homes and rooms, and when asked to design her first sex room, she immediately fell in love. She has since devoted the last 10 years to almost exclusively designing sex rooms, and wait, is that a titty lamp? Oh my god, that is a titty lamp! This is like the biblically accurate version of an angel, but if God was just like a horny 14-year-old boy. Okay, sorry. And she is ready to show us how sex rooms are so much more than some dark, dank dungeon. They can be lavish, luxurious, and easily the most important room of the house, as they represent the bond between lovers. It can be a reflection of the state of the relationship. And yes, no bed frame, piles of laundry on the floor, McDonald's cup having ass. I am talking to you, unfortunately. Now we meet our first couple, Taylor and AJ.
Our sex life is great.
Yeah, it's very sensual, very fun.
And immediately, they're giving off a very strong sexual energy. Their body language and their comments towards each other are very much giving, we will not be nurturing a child, instead we will be nurturing a ball gag and a butt plug, and I love that choice for them.
So I understand you want a sex room.
They take us to the room they want to transform into their sex room, and it is behind a dummy cabinet in the kitchen and down a trap door. They are hiding this sex room like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, but from who? Is it their nosy, sneaky little rat friends, or is having a secret sex room just sexier? Because to me, there is nothing sexy about sitting down on my butt and plopping down each step of this practically vertical ladder.
Holy shit!
It's all fun and games until you go to surprise your girl with a sexy cosplay, but you fall down the steps. Now you're stuck in your basement, under a trapdoor, behind a fake cabinet, with a broken ankle and an assless Luigi costume. That trapdoor sex room's not looking like such a good idea now, huh?
Oh my god, am I here? Am I here yet? Have I arrived? Oh wow. Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, right now I just need to pause everything. We just need to stop and pause and just stop everything because I need to address Miss Melanie Rose's fashion sense. I did not think it was possible to make that crazy, gaudy, chunky jewelry fashionable, but I have seen the error of my ways. Every outfit this woman brings is spectacular, and I aspire to be half as chic as her when I'm her age.
So looking around the room, I'm actually thinking to myself, what am I going to do? It's going to be a challenge. So tell me, what do you want?
Now Melanie's getting a lay of the land and asking them what they're looking for in their ideal sex room, and wow, it is so many adjectives.
Really wanting something like kind of more like bright and, you know, mirrors and sexy and elegant and fun and playful.
Like a sexy rock and roll dungeon.
We need this room to be sexy, fun, automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky fresh. Melanie, do you think you're up for the challenge? It's like sex room Mad Libs. So they want a sexy rock and roll dungeon. Well, I want a SeaWorld themed dungeon. Just like everything's blue and shiny and there's dolphins all over the walls and there's people protesting outside and my server awards me with a mackerel treat when I behave.
I find that I not only have to discuss with my clients their personal style, but really how they are going to use this room. And because of that, I get into some quite frank and personal conversations.
At this point, we discovered that Melanie doesn't just make them a sex room, she really gets into the nitty-gritty of their sexual preferences in order to design the perfect horny oasis, individualized to each couple. And this was the moment I truly fell in love with this show. She gets these couples talking about things that some of them have never talked about before. For Taylor and AJ, this is some normie shit. But for some of the couples we're gonna meet later, this is actually a really big deal for them. Melanie breaches this taboo subject with such eloquence, excitement, and genuine compassion that it makes the couples feel comfortable. And she's just the best, okay? I just love her.
What do you like to do?
Definitely into vibrators.
Yep.
I'm a clitoral stimulation girl all the way.
Great. What do you like? How do you like to be teased? How do you like to be aroused?
Yeah, so I would say anal play, into that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you like to get fucked then? Well, do you want to bend over and spread your cheeks, maybe? Do you want to get raw dogged and rim jobbed, huh? Gooned and gagged then? Oh, you're a little freak, aren't you? Tell the camera.
My mind is percolating. So why don't we go upstairs and talk a little bit more?
Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds
Let's
great.
Do
go.
you want to lead the way just in case I need a hand?
Yeah.
The juxtaposition of her being so wholesome and sincere while they talk about getting hogtied and stepped on is just, mwah! I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh, I love her. Okay, so now Melanie is just doing her damn thing, which means she is busting out her purse full of tricks, which is her purse full of sex toys, so that she can determine what the couples are into to design them their perfect room.
I'm going to bring a couple of things out, and I just want to get your reactions. Do you like this? Do you think these would be fun to play with?
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Melanie, you dirty dog. I'm starting to suspect you might be a little bit of a freak yourself.
Oh, I could have so much fun.
Her pure joy and elation is just inspiring. I want this woman to be doing TED Talks and commencement speeches. Okay, next up we are introduced to Mike, Melanie's general contractor, and oh boy, the energy between these two.
Would you do me a favor? Would you go down first, just so that you can help me down?
Help you down?
I have a great general contractor. His name is Mike. I've worked with him dozens of times.
It is just phenomenal. Some things just make sense.
And I always like to make his life a little bit difficult. And this is going to be one of those difficult ones.
You coming?
I'm coming. Well, no, I'm just breathing heavy.
They say you attract what you put out into the universe. Well, Melanie must be opening her legs and putting out that sweet coochie stench because she has attracted herself an equally horny old man.
You were like, it's gonna be great. And then you take me down this dungeon. I feel like I'm not gonna make it out. You gonna bury me down here?
Okay, darling, let's talk about sex rooms, particularly dungeons.
Melanie explains that sex dungeons get a bad rep, and I agree. I think they need a rebrand. The word dungeon harkens a medieval torture chamber, so I think we need to call these rooms what they really are. A fornication foyer. Deviant dining room? Penis pantry? I feel like penis pantry really rolls off the tongue, but it's not very inclusive for the ladies and not penis-having folks, so back to the drawing board. Wait. Nut nursery? Nut nursery?
Oh no.
No? Okay. Okay. No, I get it. We'll just back to the drawing board.
Oh, so rock and roll.
Okay, so now we are being introduced to our second couple. Each episode follows two-ish couples and their journey to sexual liberation. So now we are meeting Raj and Ryan.
He's more the logical one, and I'm the emotional one. He's logical in the bedroom, honey. There ain't no logic in the bedroom. There's a whole bunch of things happening in the bedroom, but no logic.
These two are basically the polar opposites of Taylor and AJ. Where Taylor and AJ are kinky and sensual, Raj and Ryan are reserved and reticent to talk about their sexual preferences.
I understand you want a sex room.
Yes. I mean, a room where sex happens.
They describe their ideal sex room as more of a romance room than a sex room, and then immediately Ryan deeply offends me by daring to question Melanie's impeccable taste and talent.
Is there anything else I should know?
Please don't mess it up.
What? You think I'm gonna mess it up? Are you kidding me?
I don't believe you would, but you know.
This is not a good start for Ryan, but I'm willing to give him another chance since his wife is such an angel. Obviously she likes him for a reason, but you are on thin fucking ice, buddy. You talk bad about Melanie again and it's gonna be on site between us, so. Damn, girl. So So they bring Melanie upstairs to their bedroom, which is going to be transformed into their romance room, and she is not impressed.
Good Lord. Me walking into a room and seeing a mattress on the floor is very depressing. But then again, I think the room is depressing.
Oh my. You see how it sinks in?
Yeah.
The bed frame's on the floor, there's nothing on the walls, and they haven't had sex since XXXTentacion died because they've been in mourning. They haven't had sex since Leonardo DiCaprio dated someone who's older than 25. They haven't had sex since SNL was funny. They haven't had sex since the original version of the Black Eyed Peas song Let's Get It Started last played on the radio.
Our master bedroom is a bit of a metaphor for our relationship. Just like we always plan to get around to the romance and intimacy part of our relationship, we've been planning to get around to that bedroom for the longest time.
They are in dire need for a tiny little sex room which to transform their bedroom into a room so romantic that they cannot enter without busting a nut, without an angel coming down from heaven and shooting them so hard with an arrow of love that they fall passionately into each other's arms and shed tears of pure joy before having a spontaneous orgasm so powerful that even God himself has to come down from heaven to dap Ryan up. This, and this alone, will save their marriage. Okay, now they describe to Melanie what they're looking for in their ideal room.
These are amazing speakers. They sound incredible. We wanted to do a built-in that ran all the way along between these two windows. A fireplace here, in the middle of the built-in. Also, you can have a screen, drop down, and when it's time for Netflix and chill, you have entertainment.
Ryan goes through his laundry list of weird details he wants in the room while Melanie smiles and nods at him like he's an excited toddler describing his trip to Legoland. Meanwhile, when it's Raj's turn to describe her ideal sex room, Melanie is transfixed like a burgeoning stoner ripping a bong for the first time. And honestly, it makes me sick seeing men treated so unfairly.
Okay, now I'd be right.
Oh, this is gorgeous, actually.
Once we start getting into the famous purse full of sex toys, we discover another of Melanie's many talents, which includes couples therapist, apparently.
I'm a little adverse to these. I do have trust issues.
How does it work for the dynamic with you two?
She is probably the first person in my life that I could say that I trust.
They open up about their challenging past and how much they truly love and trust each other. Oh.
I had been through so many things, and he was so kind. I had never been with someone who did that, and so it meant a lot to me. And I trust you too. I think, you know, it made me fall in love with him.
The plan going forward for Raj and Ryan is to build them a honeymoon suite where they can take their sex life from only on vacation to only on days that end in Y, baby. Woo! Woo! Woo!
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Oh boy. When I tell you this next scene took me by surprise, I cannot emphasize that enough. This is where we start really pushing the bounds of an average home makeover show. Melanie takes Taylor and AJ to meet Izzy and T.I., our kink coaches.
Taylor was unfamiliar to the flogger when I showed it to her, but she was certainly curious. So today is a chance for her to explore that further, and for me to refine the design in her room.
They give us an incredibly sensual flogging demonstration, which Taylor and AJ are admiring, like one might admire AI achieving sentience. A mixture of reluctance to accept this new life form and eagerness to see how it fucks. T.I. busts out 2 flogs and starts doing flow tricks like that one guy who basically lives at a music festival and just railed a line of ketamine in order to commune with the angels. But the only way to do so is through interpretive flow. So he flows, damn it. He flows, and when he feels like he cannot flow anymore, he takes another bump of ketamine and he continues to flow. Anyway, Taylor jumps in to get her butt and back wailed on while AJ stares into her eyes like she's giving birth to their firstborn son, and we move on to some renovation and design.
B-roll. Bumping loud in the neighborhood. Turn up the bass 'cause it feel good. Pump the brakes, kid, catch a look.
Oh, hey, oh. Hey.
I know.
Need help?
Oh my God, it's actually really heavy.
We're starting to get close to the end of renovations, and Melanie brings by some decor, which includes a bucket of exercise equipment, and her and Mike unbox a St. Andrew's cross and a spanking bench for the happy couple. And then this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh good. Yeah, yeah. Oh, harder. Come on, harder.
I can't, I'm not gonna hit
Oh,
you.
harder. Come on.
Yeah. That just happened. And this just happened too.
I can't hit you harder, I feel bad.
Oh my God.
I don't think Mom's gonna like that too much.
What's wrong with being on a spanking bench?
Bruh, 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 bruh.
When I tell you my jaw dropped when I saw this for the first time, bitch, my jaw fucking dropped. Shit, Melanie is turning out a married man in front of his son. She's got game, and she can definitely get it, okay? Now it's time for the big reveal of Taylor and AJ's rock and roll sex dungeon. It's sensual, it's rock and roll, and it's got an artistic vaginal mural. It's perfect.
Holy shit!
Taylor calls Melanie the Mary Poppins of sex rooms, and a more accurate comparison has never been made. Unfortunately, Raj and Ryan's room doesn't get revealed until the next episode, so I will just leave you with this. You like jazz?